All right, so we're diving into Raw B's music today, and let me tell you, this is one deep dive I'm really looking forward to.
Me too, honestly. When I first started researching him, I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah, exactly. Astral, gritty, taunting the cosmos. It's a lot to unpack, but that's kind of what we're here for, right?
For sure. And we've got a ton of work with, too. Lyrics, interviews, even this one review that compared him to, get this, Willy Wonka.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. What's up with that? Like, what does that even mean, Robbie as Willy Wonka?
Right. It's interesting, though. It speaks to this playful creativity in his music.
Right.
But also this underlying complexity, Like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. You never know what you're going to get next with Robbie.
I'm kind of into it, though, that element of surprise. Okay, but back to taunting the cosmos. Can we get an example of what that sounds like?
Oh man, listen to Gravity Games. That track just throws you right into his world. The beat is so driving, almost frantic, but then he layers these spacey synths over it, and his flow. Forget about it.
Really?
It's like he's defying gravity itself. Playful, but with this edge of something bigger, something cosmic, just like you said.
Right, all right. You're painting a picture here. And that totally fits with that lyric from, was it Sunset Cruise? The one with
The vast and empty void of random chance and endless blackness, brightened only by the death of stars and hopeful ataraxis.
See, who thinks of that? It's brilliant.
Seriously. And kind of hilarious, right?
Totally. But that's what makes Robbie so unique. These incredibly vivid images, like you can practically see.
It's not just abstract. It's rooted in something real.
Exactly. And that's where his background comes into play.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a unique upbringing.
Right. Military dad, free spirit musician mom, constantly moving from place to place. He even talks about being that awkward kid, always in thrift store clothes because they couldn't afford anything else.
And you can hear that search for belonging, that need to carve out your own space in every track he makes. He calls his listeners the black sheep. And it's not just a gimmick. He's building a connection with everyone who's ever felt like they didn't quite fit in.
That's actually really cool.
It is. And what strikes me is how he balances that vulnerability with this incredible ambition. This is a guy who writes, produces, mixes everything himself. He's on a mission, as he says, to fill a need the listeners have.
Wow. I didn't realize he was completely independent like that.
Oh, yeah. It's that DIY spirit that really drew me to his music in the first place. He's not waiting for permission or approval. He's just creating.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes guts.
No kidding. And it's not just the production, right?
Yeah.
His lyrics jump between hilarious social commentary, that line about modern America politics kills me every time, and then he hits you with these really raw, honest reflections on life and love.
You got it. He's got this incredible range, playful and satirical 1 minute, then boom, a line that makes you stop and think about the universe, and somehow it all works.
It really does. It works. Like, you don't always find that mix of humor and honesty, But with Raw B, it's just, there. Maybe because he's not afraid to be real, even when he's making a joke.
100%.
Yeah.
And musically, he does the same thing. Blends these totally different elements. We talked about the whole genre bending thing, right? But it's deeper than that.
Oh, yeah. Like, take Cosmic Flow, for example. You've got these funky bass lines straight out of some 70s disco. And on top of that, a classic boom bap beat. It's already a lot, right?
Right.
But then he throws in these almost orchestral swells out of nowhere.
And suddenly it's like this whole different sonic landscape.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a train wreck, honestly, but it's not.
It's cool.
It's exhilarating. Like,
Yeah.
you're riding this wave of sound that shouldn't make sense, but it totally does. It's like he's pulling from all these different influences, like different parts of himself even, but it comes together.
Exactly. And isn't that like the core of that Willy Wonka comparison? These unexpected combinations, but they work because there's a vision behind them,
Yeah.
He's not just winging it, he's building a whole world.
So true. And okay, side note, can we talk about how much music this guy puts out? Like 24 albums, all self-produced. Is that even possible?
It's ridiculous. In a good way, obviously.
Mhm.
But it shows you that drive he has to create, to keep pushing forward. Remember how we were saying he's ambitious?
Oh, yeah.
This isn't just about, like, making music. It's about reaching people.
Yeah.
Building a community through his art. That's dedication, man.
No doubt. And it's not just like quantity over quality either. The guy's got brains too. That song about the Fibonacci sequence, come on, when's the last time you heard that in a hip-hop track?
Never.
Yeah.
And the best part, the way he works it into the song, the actual math of it, it comes out to this weird offbeat number, 1.862. Yeah. It tells you he's not just name-dropping these concepts. He gets it.
Yeah.
He's playing with them. There's that playfulness again, but with this intellectual curiosity underneath.
It's kind of wild when you put it all together, this whole hip-hop hippie scientist with a Willy Wonka side. But the
Yeah.
music, it never feels forced or fake.
Yeah.
It's just him.
Raw and unfiltered, exactly.
And that's really what makes it work, I think.
Yeah.
That realness, that he's just putting it all out there.
Exactly. It's like he's not trying to fit in, he's just doing his thing. And it makes you wonder, like, who else is out there? Who else is breaking the mold like this?
Right. Like Robbie kind of throws the doors open and it's like, whoa, there's a whole lot more to music than what we hear on the radio every day.
100%.
Yeah.
And isn't that what's so cool about music?
Yeah.
It can surprise you, challenge you, even like change how you see things.
Sure. Totally. So anyone listening who's, I don't know, feeling adventurous, maybe a little bored with the usual stuff, think we found your new favorite artist.
I'd say so. And the best part, finding his music is easy. Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud. He's even got that website, mrsletner.com. You can really get lost in there.
There you go. Your deep dive into the one and only Rob B., the hip-hop hippie scientist, changing the game one track at a time.
Love it.
Now go out there and give him a listen.